What's up, friend, and welcome back to another Eater Drift standard video. And today we are going to have a look at our beloved Simic Cookies. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I made a video on Ashlizzlle cookies where I was basically saying that I thought Simic Cookies was pretty poorly positioned and hadn't really had any new cards for quite some time. But that was before I discovered that this little card called the Marketback Walker is actually pretty busted, and it also slots beautifully in the Simic Cookies. Yeah, it's kind of like a game changer. It does a lot for the deck list, kind of gives you a lot more reach, which I thought wasn't really possible in the Simic deck, but it just works out so well. And there's ways for us to grow this card, there's ways for us to like manipulate it so that we can actually draw cards off of it. So let's have a look at this card and see how or what it does. So Marketback Walker is an XX00 artifact creature construct. This creature enters with X1 counters on it. It's an activated ability for 4 mana. You can put a 1/1 counter on this creature. We will not be doing that. And when this creature dies, you draw a card for each 1/1 counter on it. So for those of you that are not familiar and haven't really been on this Simic Cookie journey, Simic Cookies is a deck that I've been working on for ever since like Ixalan dropped. And it's kind of like an aggressive, like artifact-based deck. Now, being in Simic gives you some limitations. You don't really have fantastic, removal or anything. But removal, while, we need it sometimes, this deck is kind of like built to the point that you don't need to remove things. You don't need to get rid of blockers in order to go face. Because we have Search Engines and Gingerbrutes in combination with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Soul Cauldron is probably one of the most important cards in the deck. 2 mana artifact. You may spend mana as a mana of any color to activate abilities of creature control. Creature control with 1/1 counters on them have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. And you can tap it to exile target card from a graveyard, and when a creature card is exiled this way, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. So with the Agatha's Soul Cauldron, if we put a Search Engine under it or like a Gingerbrute, both of these cards have ways to make your creature unblockable, with Gingerbrute having this creature can be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste, and Search Engine having it as like a permanent effect. You pay the 1, which is this creature loses defender and gains this creature can't be blocked. So you basically turn all your creatures with 1/1 counters into unblockable creatures thanks to Agatha's Soul Cauldron. And the cool thing about Soul Cauldron is it's also a way to give 1/1 counters and other abilities, like I said, to your creatures as well. So imagine growing your Marketback Walker by just exiling creature and putting a 1/1 counter on it, which is really cool. If you then also realize that the Gingerbrute has another activated ability, and so does the Tough Cookie, where it basically says 2 mana, tap it, sack this creature, and gain 3 life, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, so we don't have to have this creature be removed, or, we didn't have to like block with this creature. We can actually manipulate the Marketback Walker to the point that we can sacrifice it, so we can always make sure that we draw cards off of this thing, which is super valuable. Other ways to grow the Marketback Walker, which is what got me really excited as I was, discovering this card and the potential of it. We can also explore onto this thing. There's a lot of ways for this deck list to explore. Think about like Spyglass Siren making a map token. You have the Subterranean Schooner, which explores the creature that crewed it as you attack with it. Sentinel of the Nameless City creates map tokens. You can also, like I said, use those once again to explore onto the Walker. And you can grow it that way. So it's actually pretty incredibly synergistic. Makes a fantastic card to explore onto. But it's also a fantastic card for something else, which is the Zoetic Glyph. The Zoetic Glyph is probably one of the most powerful cards in this deck as well. 3 mana enchantment, aura, and the enchanted artifact is a golem creature with base power and toughness 5/4 in addition to its other types. When its aura is put into a graveyard from the battlefield to score 3. The cooler thing is that usually you want to put the Zoetic Glyph on like a map token and you turn it into a 5/4. Because the Marketback Walker is a 0/0 creature with 1/1 counters, if say you have like 2 1/1 counters on this thing and you put the Zoetic Glyph on it, all of a sudden you have a 7/6, which is kind of like a strategy that I have done before in a blue-white version of this deck list with incubate tokens. And now the fact that we can do it in Simic Cookies is very, very appealing. Now there's a little bit of a nombo going on here though, because if your Zoetic Glyph discovers into a Marketback Walker, it's not ideal, but you have the option to put it into your hand instead of putting it on the battlefield. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. And for a little bit more 1/1 counter synergy, I'm also playing a spicy one of Ashlizzlle in here, which basically doubles the 1/1 counters that are being given. And outside of that, the deck is feeling really strong. We're respecting the best of 3 mana with the sideboard, 4 copies of Enable Screen to help us out against aggro decks. We got 3 Hayride Mites against enchantments and artifacts, Paul Transformations against enchantments and flyers, Tishana Tidebinder for all these triggered effects, especially good against domain. Repulsive Mutation also just good against these like, you know, slower deck lists that need to be countered. Think Domain, think you know, Blue-White Control, Omniscience. So yeah, Marketback Walker is kind of a game changer, you know, having access to such a fantastic card draw engine is huge, while also having a card that allows you to apply a lot more pressure. It's another artifact which works nicely with, like, you know, the Teething World and stuff. Makes a great explore target. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. Marketback Walker seems to be the truth. And another thing that's huge that I actually didn't talk about is that we actually have good mana for once. We have the Will-O-Wisp Verge as well from Ether Drift, which is the, you know, the Simic Verge. So the mana is looking good too. So yeah, I guess you could say that we are back officially. So let us dive right into the gameplay so you can check out how Simic Cookies plays this time around. And yeah, let's dive right into it. We get something cooler, surely. Ooh, let's keep this. The one of Ashlizzlle, this could get real spicy. Curious to see how that plays out. Yeah, this hand looks fire. The Market Walker too? Okay, okay. Yeah, Pokemon Pearl is kind of like the first game I played where I was kind of like knowing what I was doing, you know, with Pokemon Pearl. Like I played like, you know, Leaf Green and like Sapphire and whatever, but the first game I was actually like knowing what I was doing was Pearl. Nintendo DS. Anyways, let's get started with the Wormlet here. This should be a vibe, not gonna lie. Ashlizzlle on 2. Vibes. We're playing aggro. Okay. Ashlizzlle. Boom. Man, I also like the idea of Tough Cookie, but let's start off with Ashlizzlle, make this a 3-3. This is nice though, like this is nice. Alright. Oh. Right. There's white mana in here, dude? Okay. Let me turn this, like, music off, by the way. There's white mana in here? Dang, I was feeling so good about this Wormlet surviving. Nar. Just might need to, like, have this Market Walker die so I can draw some mana, maybe. You had no idea what you're doing in Pearl. You wasted your Master Ball on the Tentacruel. I think your cousin to help you out catching Palkia with Ultra Balls. That's good memories, though. That's good memories. I want to get rid of that Hyrule Claw so bad. Do I set up Glyph here? Let's do it. Kind of not entertaining. I want my Wormlet back. Ideally, I don't animate this, but we ball. I guess we ball. Really hoping it doesn't die, though. Give me my Wormlet back, you maniac! Please. Very specific little taps here, huh? To cast Mouse for Radu? Okay, bro. They rip Sheltered? Oh my goodness. Man, Sheltered's beating me up, dude. I need some lands and I can't get rid of it, but... sucks. Man. Spare mana? If I can get a land, I'd be so happy. A Ginger Brute. Manifold Mouse I also don't like though. Should I go full greed? Is it Zoetic Glyph on Ginger Brew and then like hit the Manifold Mouse? This is like the greediest thing I can do, but I'm doing it. I don't care. I want to spend all my mana trying to get back an Ashlizzlle or like a Wormlet vibing on its own. Kinda. Alright, I'll trade you, I guess. Welcome back, Ashlizzlle. Get the Glyph trigger. Alright, that's good. That's a cauldron right there. What makes that greedy? Actually, don't know. Please don't yell at me. Well, first of all, I'd never like yell at you. I felt like it was a little greedy because, like, you know, if I use my removal on the creature with Sheltered, I get a permanent back, which is kind of like the safer thing to do, right? I could get a Wormlet back, which could get me more life. And Manifold Mouse definitely wasn't like the scariest card on the board, but I didn't want to like spend my whole turn paying for a ward cost and just hoping that my creatures being big enough would make it so that I could get my stuff back. That's kind of what I meant by it. Alright, let's see if we can do some spicy stuff here. Alright, so... I think that was the right play, though. I mean, you can play it a lot safer, right? Like, Emberheart Challenger is an infinitely scarier creature in this board state than Manifold Mouse, I think, especially with, like, the, Sheltered by Ghost on it, so... I don't know. Eventually, we took the right line, so I'm happy about that. And hopefully, we'll draw a ton of cards soon, because if this Marketback Walker dies, I'm drawing 4 cards, so peace. I just kind of do wish there was a way for us to sacrifice this Walker, which I guess we can. There's a Ginger Brew at the grave, right? Alright. I can always sacrifice it to gain life and draw 4 cards, or I guess 6. Ooh, baby. That is some value if I've ever seen it. Gain some life, draw 6 cards. Those are some decent, you know, turns. I'm doing it. Boom. Get pumped. You got to pump it up. How much do I need for that? 2? Alright, let's put another Market Walker in play. Hold up 2 mana. I could sack it. Probably will. Just draw a ton of cards just for the sake of doing it. Like, surely we can put ourselves on a spot where we just can't get out of it, right? That's the goal. The Double Strike Mouse. Yeah, Manifold Mouse is crazy good. It's unreal. It's a powerful card. Normally, it's always like my go-to removal target as well, though. Hired Claw swinging our way? I guess I just want the triggers for, like, the Hired Claws. Which, I mean, fair. That's like a, what, lightning, bolt into my face. Little do they know, I'm making moves. Alright, let's sacrifice this. You guys ready to draw some cards? Let's go! Yeah, just me minding my business, you know. Living my best life. Like, yeah, I'll draw... Yeah, I'll gain 3 life and draw 6 cards. Don't worry about it. I'm chilling. Value Town. Exactly. Let's also see if we can, like, pump up the little siren. Ashlizzle's kind of going crazy, I'm not gonna lie. You can stack the Walker with the Ginger. Yup. And gains, like, that's like the spice in this deck that comes from that too. You don't have to make your opponent kill your Walker, you can just do it yourself. You need a Cauldron though, but it's cool interaction. You like the one of Ashlizzlle? Yeah, I think it's spicy enough to work, and you can always cycle it away or whatever. We also have Gingerbrute to make things unblockable, but they do have a Empire Challenger, which can block things because of like the haste or whatever, so... Gotta be a little careful here. Grab one of these things. Opponent's in denial. You're cooked. You can actually make like a massive unblocked creature with Zoetic Glyph on the Market Walker. Yo, wait, maybe I will do that just for the funsies. Like, this game is basically won anyway, so... Sheesh! Even like the synergy there, dude. The synergy there for like basically making your glyph like massive. Like, I'm thriving. 9-8. Yeah, Market Walker feels like it's just the perfect card. Not gonna lie. Feels perfect. Cookie's so back. Yeah, we're so back. We're so back. You want to lightning strike that? I'm fine. Lightning Helix? Sure. We're so back. We're so back. Unless they also find a way to... But no, I don't think so. Wormlet rotating is kind of sad. Yeah, it's true. So we might as well go out with a bang, you know? We might as well go out with a bang. Give Cookies the love that it deserves. Karen? Karen also has haste, which is kind of unfortunate, but... Huge! Alright, I think I know what we're gonna do. Let's see if we can maybe explore and shove an Ashlizzlle, or Ashlizzlle, sorry, a storage engine into the grave or something. Okay, guess I'm drawing lands. Yeah, they can chump with Challenger and Nemesis because they have haste, so the Gingerbrute effect doesn't really work against those. I'm just looking for other ways out of this. Like maybe... Oh, well, there you go. GG's. This is why I love this deck, dude. Like, this is why this deck has my fucking heart. Whee! Can't be blocked. This is like... an S-tier example of how, like, a cookie game can play out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thriving in my lane, moisturized, flourishing. That was good. The one off Ashlizzlle was real spicy. Cool. We're against Boros aggro though, which is basically mono red aggro, splash Helix, splash, you know, Shelter to give themselves a better matchup against like aggro. I have paper? Yeah, I do. I do have cookies on paper. I do. I don't have Marketback Walker though, but I could invest. I'm sure they're not that expensive. Oh, actually, I don't know how expensive they are, but... Anyways, let's get ourselves some Unable to Queen. We just need a... Yeah, we just need some removal up in here. Up to $1.50? Wow. Okay. don't think we can win games without lands. This could do some good stuff, though. If I want to be greedy, I just get rid of the bow here. Or Cookie, but Cookie sets up Glyph, so let's go greed. Alright, Wormlet. Survive. Survive, homie. I'm good. I'm okay. Alright, go crazy. Okay, let's hold back here. You know, like, not sure if I'm blocking or whatever, but... Sucks. 3 hired claws? What the hell? 3 hired claws. Again. Alright. Yeah, they're just gonna keep bumping up the Heartfire hero, I fear. Might have to, like, hit it with an enable stream soon. Swing at me, bro. Damn, they took that serious. They hurt me, I guess. Well, this can be fine. Sense of Monsters Rage. I think they didn't have Rage. I think they just wanted to goof around, get the triggers, and help me out, kind of like. Wormlet is carrying. Keithing Wormlet hard carry. I'll swing with Wormlet, maybe get a double block on a higher claw again or something. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. We're trying. Surely you don't swing with the higher claws here unless you have a rage in hand, but you just be throwing away your shit. What? I don't think they have a rage. Like, why are you throwing away your stuff? Alright, homie. It's definitely a choice. This interaction, by the way, chat, is like the most flavorful shit in the entire game. Shoving unable to scream on screaming Nemesis, like, that is the most flavorful shit you can do in the whole game. I don't care. It's true. It's just perfect. Like, unable to scream on screaming Nemesis. She's not screaming anymore. Like, it's so good. Oh man, there's another. Oh, rip. Right. I'm just gonna take that. I'm not gonna stop my life. So Karen, yes, Karen is silenced. I could go Glyph. I kind of want to get some life, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna eat my food. I want to eat my food. Alright, just hold here. You see, I often thrive with the cookie deck. What do you think holds it back from being in the mainstream meta? It was at some point, you know, it was at some point. Cookies was doing things in, like, actual competitive people, like, qualified for the Pro Tour playing Cookies. They did good in, like, the regional championship with Cookies. But I think very often, you know, The truth of the matter is just that Simic just isn't really incredibly well positioned. Like, removal is so important in the current format, and it's like, you know, you're definitely not playing on easy mode when you're playing cookies against like a bunch of red creatures that need to just get hit by a cut down. So I think a lot of people just don't have faith in it, and I don't blame them. Like, cookies isn't tier 1 or anything. Most people just play tier 1 decks, right? That's kind of how, you know, it goes around pretty often. Nah, I'm just gonna gain more life. Yeah, I think cookies. The deck has my heart. I think it's incredibly powerful and incredibly fun to play. But for some people, the juice might just not be worth the squeeze, right? Like, it's not an easy deck to play at all. It's not easy to play at all, and I'll just go like this. Yeah, it's not easy to play, it's not super straightforward, and like, you know, by giving yourself access to bad removal, which is unfortunately what you're working with in Simic, you know, it's just... it can be perceived as making the game unnecessarily difficult. I like a challenge. I love the play patterns, but yeah. It's a bit risky when it's such an unforgiving deck, right? Like, we don't rely on a ton of like card advantage. We can't rely on good removal to help us out. Like, you really have to be very deliberate about everything you do. So yeah, I love it though. Makes me feel alive. You never like the counter spells in the cyber though. Yeah, they're kind of necessary, right? Just how like Selesnya Cage deck have to play invasions to try and like stop the board wipes. Like, we can counter a board wipe because board wipes are not good. I fear. Yeah, my plan here is to just sacrifice the tough cookie. Yeah, mutation simultaneously is also one of the coolest counterspells in the whole game, because you can also pump up your own creatures and swing in for damage. Like, it's not just like a negate, right? Like, you can also use it as a pump up effect. Really not a bad card. But yeah. Simic has never been known as the colors of fantastic removal, I fear. Alright, Cookie. Let's sacrifice you. Gain some life. Ah, it's true. It really can. Alright. I'm just gonna grow something. Sentinel's kind of based. Kind of just need to find anything that will allow me to give my creatures unblockable. You running any fight spells? Yeah, we're playing well, bite spell. We're playing 4 copies of Hard Hitting Question in the main. And we can sideboard into 4 enable screams as well. Monday's bans will be interesting. I don't think they're gonna ban shit. I really don't think they will. Unfortunately. Sheltered? Interesting. Yeah, I don't think they'll ban anything. I have 0 faith. But, you know. Shambles. Guess we'll have to wait on rotation till the Zur deck dies out. Yeah, I think bans happening would just be too good to be true. I don't think they will do that in a million years. I don't think, yeah. I don't think they will do that. What's it gonna be, homie? you think it's okay if they don't ban anything? I mean, I would like to see how, like, Tarkir plays out first, maybe. Like, maybe Tarkir's strong enough to shake things up, but if even Tarkir doesn't shake shit up, they'll have to do something, surely. Wormlet! Alright. Just gonna let that happen. What are you gonna do? Never swing? I think that's gonna get you in a good spot either, right? Is this a rage? Or just vibes? Animate. Let's try this out. Is it rage? Shard Mage's Rescue. Okay, that doesn't bother me though. I think they missed the food token animation. Good for me. Got ourselves a land. I mean, I could swing with Finestalk. Then I'm not holding a potential life gain. Should probably do that instead. Like this, what we're holding up right now is like animate, a map token, let's gain some life. Like, let's play it safe. Why not? He's gonna make a deck that in like 10 years I'll be called a boomer for liking. Yeah, for real. Yo, Ryan, what's up? My boomer era, because I'm a cookie fan. Being in a retirement home. Do y'all remember when Simic Cookies was good in Magic the Gathering? Are they trying to trick me? Stupid nemesis. No, I think I need to just get rid of it. This puts me to 4. I can still eat if I'd like, but... You die for mouse? No, I don't. I don't have to die. I know. I meant healing before it. To look my highest. 4, 8, 12. Then I cannot animate the... Hold on, I can animate the cauldron and also activate some 1 mana short. Hold on, because if they block the Zoetic Glyph, animate both of those. 4, 8, 12, 15. 1 mana short though, but they have to block But I could still die to something with haste. How do I get 1 point of damage without tapping my... I don't know. Okay, what about Fine Stalk? Fine Stalk with Trample. Buff up. Spikeless Siren. Siren goes to 5. Look my highest, which is Glyph. So now push 5 plus 5 is 10. 14. Is that... Would that be 16? If this explores, I think we have it. For fuck's sake. Okay. Okay, well that needed a hit, so... That needed a hit. Okay. If that explore hit, we had lethal. We had exactly 16. Different plan. Let's see. Different plan. Just bump this up. It doesn't really matter how. Alright. Cool. Don't you have lethal? No, I just did the math. I'm like 1 off. So, yeah, that's the plan, gamers. Everybody's like, oh, Ash, if they pump it up, you're gonna die. No, I can sacrifice it. Unless I get Monster's Rage, but... I have things to sacrifice. Like, I don't have to block into a Hardfire hero. Isn't Fine Stalk resulting 17 on board, so forcing a block? Okay, let's go through the motions. If I swing there and I force a block out, not only am I fully tapped out, I don't kill my opponent and I go to 2 life. They have a rock face village. How many outs do we give our opponent if we go from 4 to 2? Plus rock face village and fully, like, well, I guess Sentinel doesn't mean that you're tapped out. But you give them so many outs that way, whereas, like, if we just wait 1 turn, we can put ourselves in a position where we're almost, like, guaranteed to win. This is exactly, like, this is why people don't play Cookies, because it's such a fucking difficult deck, because you make it so hard by not having good spot removal. But playing it like this, you don't give them an out. You don't give them a top decked Helix, or, like, you know, whatever, Burst Lightning, Hasted, I don't know, like, Hasted, Higher Claw, like... We could have always sacrificed Sentinel or food or anything of the sort, because we had a tough cookie under here, so any of these dudes could have sacrificed and we didn't have to take damage to Hardfire Hero. So that's kind of the vibe. People are like, you know, you're gonna die because this thing gets bumped up. Nah, dude, like, I can get rid of my blocker. It's, yeah. Trample was their out, though. Monster's Rage is always just an out, but I think Monster's Rage is at least... has a lesser chance of being ripped off the top than something with haste or like a burn spell or like anything of the sort, or like a removal spell or whatever, right? Like if they still have 2 cards in hand, anything with haste and removal would just be GG. So I think you played it the safest like that, holding back. I love it. Like, I live for it. I think it's so much fun. It's all thanks to like Agatha's Soul Cauldron that you can have just like the coolest games ever. I love that card. Okay. More aggro. Wee. Wee. Do I just slam an X? Yeah, why the hell not? I'll see if I can at some point explore onto it in the future and draw some cards, maybe. I'll explore onto this Marketback Walker, ideally. You know, Sentinels is pretty based. See, this is what I like. This is kind of what I fuck with. Like, do you see how we're growing this little Marketback Walker? Like, oh, what's gonna happen? I draw 3 cards. Ooh, you know, I'm so scared. Like, well, if they could torch this, I guess, but I don't know if they have that in the main. Damn you, Karen. Yeah, I think if I don't block Karen now, it's never gonna get better. It shuts down my life gain completely though, but... Karen just sucks. When you're playing like non-black or white, you have to like either block it or fight it. It's never ideal. Anyways, 15 life is still good, so it's fine. I kind of do want to set up the Sentinel. You can still have Wormlet as like a decent blocker, I guess. Yep, just gotta be fast now. Alright. Yeah, it sucks. Like, in green, especially game 1, like, there's literally nothing we can do outside of, like, block it or, like, ignore it forever. Which, with my life total still okay, like, it's fine. Alright, dude. You can go ahead and cast Rage. So it goes to 4 toughness. Hate this. Alright. Fuck it. It's gonna die. The fact that it can just so confidently, like, attack you like this is literally hell. No, I didn't want to double block. I'll turn my Teething Remote into a Death Touch blocker, which is just a lot more valuable. Wish I gained life, but hey, Karen exists, I guess. Like, I can never out-combat trick them. Like, I'm just gonna wait and just Death Touch will have to do it. I fear. Torch? Dang. Rip Marketback Walker, that's a good hit. Problem with that is also that it grows to the Wormlet out of Death Touch range. Uh-oh. I know. Yeah, this sucks. They know they're gonna fire off Torch in the market, go to 4 toughness, but I just have to put a Cauldron on the Wormlet, I guess. Cauldron counter and hope that does it. Don't have another way to trigger prowess. They could miss this though. Okay, they missed it. Huge. Well, they can't do that because I hold Cauldron, so like in response I could always grow it. Alright then. Turned out better than I expected, to be honest. Turned out a lot better than I had anticipated. Gas. Simic, Cookie Market? The Cookie Market? I haven't put it on there yet. We're still working on how we want it to look. The Cookie Market. Yeah, I'm cool if, like, something dies here. It's fine. As long as I don't die to a monstrous rage. Yeah, I'll shove it on there in a bit. After this game, I'll shove it. Nice to finally have good lands, though. Yeah. At least. At least we have good lands. It's a blessing. Yo, let me steal another activated ability here. Alright, get through it. Got through it, gamers. Guaranteed lethal with the Sirens. No, we have lethal always, because Gingerbread can be sacrificed to make everything unblockable, like make the glyph unblockable. Unless I had a Haster in play, but like, you know, we also had 4 mana here, plus a Map Explorer to put it, or 4 power here, Map Explorer go to 5, Cauldron go to 6. You know, it's not like foolproof, but you could have done it too, so... There's literally, yeah, there's a lot of ways for us to win the game. It is banger. This hit, nah, it's true. She really ate. She really ate. Wish I had 2 mana. Okay, this is a little mid, but potential. Potential with the Wormlet. If we can just find some artifacts. See, that's okay. Doing a little better now. If Wormlet lives. Oh god, Mouseratu. Oh, this is where you just cry being on the draw, right? RIP, dude. This curve is just... yeah, like, bro. Ugh. So tough on the draw here. Never had an opportunity to kill Manifold Mouse, which is at some point I was playing with that Duskmourn removal spell where you could just reveal something out of your hand to deal damage equal to whatever the power is of the card that's in your hand. Because, like, these scenarios are so bad where you can find yourself in. Alright, just gotta make sure that I can remove this Manifold Mouse. Shout out to the Surge Engine, ripped off the top. Legend. Yeah, Monstrous Emergence, because, like, you can avoid being in the spot that I was just in, where it's like, okay, my creature is gone and I really need to remove something. But fortunately, we ripped... oh god, they're gonna just deal so much damage. Arnar. Arnar. Alright then. This song, I fuck with it. I mean, this isn't new shit, right? Wish it worked that way, but stupid rat. Oh, this is kill me. Do I ever live? I'm not having a good time right now. Guess I go to 1. Is Tishana worth it in this matchup to counter Manifold or Mouse or Nemesis Trigger? No. Because there's never a scenario where you can hold up 3 mana to flesh in a Tishana. Like, ever. Ever. It just doesn't play out that way. You need your blockers or you're gonna die. Like, it's unfortunate, but yeah, you could never put yourself in a spot like that. Okay, I guess I'm playing Haywire Might, so... yeah, it just doesn't happen. Especially if your opponent respects it. They could really fuck with you. Ooh, this looks good. Imagine being able to block mono red. Yeah, imagine. Imagine. Imagine a world. Right. Yeah, there's a blue 0-3 in the format that'll, or a 0-13 in the format that can do it. We're saved. I'm gonna buy a physical boxer chart here. I'm not sure yet. Maybe. This is double removal. Ain't no way. Right. So yeah, this is great. 21 lands, so I really hope we can rip some creatures at the top because, bro, not gonna be good if we don't. Creature check, creature check. We're desperate over here. That is a really good creature to hit right now. Sentinel save us. Big. Alright, Karen. Show up. I guess. Yeah, they could still, like, village to Hired Claw too, right? Features Karen, Screaming Nemesis. Walker? Walker would be slay. That'd be really cool. I mean, if they swing here, that just reads like the craziest Monsters Rage the world's ever seen, surely. See Gaga's going on tour. Yeah, I'm locking the fuck in. I have to get these tickets. Like... my whole fucking family, like all my sisters and my mother are relying on me to get these Lady Gaga tickets. I'm sweating. Like, y'all, I don't think they're aware of how trenches the Ticketmaster, like, pits of hell can be. Like, I don't know if I can do this, y'all. Oh, man. I have to be sweating. They're all, like, they're in that, like, dream world where they think somehow we can get good seats. Like, okay, girls, sit the fuck back. This is going to be war, as it always is. Sit the fuck back, girlies. Like, it's not going to be easy. Your mom needs to see Shallow. What do you mean? Have you ever tried a Rectal Speed aggro deck? Yeah, that's actually the deck that's going to be live on YouTube tonight, which is the Rectal's Lizard deck. They are fully speed-coded. The Shallow song, that's her favorite song. Like, ever, I think. She loves that song. I'm blocking this. I don't care what you're doing. Try me. You just want to push some damage. Be my guess. Hit me with a rage. Bro. Or they will. Or they don't. They're just throwing cards away. Nice. That puts us in a good spot. Things are that rough for them? Like, I'm happy. It's like the impatience of the Gruul gamer, you know? Alright, well... we're swinging with a mana next turn, despite being a 21 land cookie deck, but it should be able to deliver the final blow. I'm chilling on 14 life, so... okay then. If you think you're in a position to attack, I don't know, man. Okay, I was about to say. Vinestalk carry. Nah, it's true. I don't really have something that I can pump up with the Vinestalk, though. Does it become base power and toughness 3/3? So this gets lower, this gets lowered, like this gets buffed. Like I'm good. Put on Wormlet. Pump up their mouse. Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. Yippee! All right. Another mouse player destroyed. Which is, hey, not bad for a Simic deck, you know? At least we got 2 Wormlets, which is nice. Tune into the Gruul gamers. This is, Delirium? Oh, what the hell is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, maybe it's that stupid, like, Teamer monument thing. It might be. Might be that. It's gotta be fast. Okay. Monstrous Rage with Jace, the Perfected Mind. I don't think I've ever seen those cards in the same deck. Gotta be honest. Anyways, in classic Cookie fashion, you go 22 lands and you're like, okay, surely I'll find less lands, and here we are flooding. Never change. Never change. Be grateful that we're playing against somebody that is flying around, I think. Even though they could still cast a Brotherhood's End, that would be pretty bad. I see. Tough Cookie kind of slays. Oh. Yeah, I'm really not sure what we're playing against right now. I have no fucking clue. No idea. I just hope that my Marketback Walkers could maybe shine a little bit. Looks nice. 21 lands at least gives us like good openers. For now. Yeah, I ever played somebody who plays so badly in game 1 you get their deck wrong. I thought they were playing Esper Control. Seems they were playing Pixie, but flooded. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. They kept such a mid-hand, they were playing Esper Control. Tough out here. Tough out here. Happens. What are you doing here? I'm actually gonna see if I could set up the Marketback Walker and like grow it and maybe put a Soetic Glyph on it. That would have been real nice. Is this bait or did they just mess up? I think they just messed up, surely. Unless they're trying to like 2-for-1 themselves. Okay. That was it. For one it is. I'll just go Sentinel then. Alright. That's all I got. We can maybe work with the glyph after this. it's still like, you know, if we're building like a Market Walker build, I still feel like Selesnya's probably your best bet, but just basal vibes. Synergy. Things we love to see. Yep. Well, I'm sure they're like sitting there thinking, why the fuck are we constantly holding priority? Little do they know, it's the GOAT of Standard. The GOAT of Standard. Anyways, let's show the GOAT. 1-2. If it dies, draw some cards. Well, you might regret that at some point. Yo, Spookrat, thank you for the 43. Yeah, I'll play it. Alright. I could explore onto the Marketback Walker, that would also be really nice, because it's then gonna get like another counter on it. Alright. Draw 2. Hey, let's go. Hey. Feels good, man. Yeah, Discover was really sick. I'll animate it, just put some pressure on. Yeah, I get yeah. No, it's good. Like, it's actually a good card. And I think there's a lot of really cool synergy possible as well, which is what the most, like, tempting thing to me. I haven't really done a great job at showing it yet, because, you know, we didn't really have a Soul Cauldron in play, or the Subterranean Schooner also got removed, but I think being able to grow the Marketback Walker just can do so much for you. Well, they're gonna get back 2 of those exhaust guys. Right? Yeah. 2 exhaust guys. Well, I'll have to get rid of this. Go ahead then. There they are. Yeah, that's tough. So I guess our best bet is to try and like find a way to break through a cauldron, maybe? Find a cauldron, we can turn everything into a surge engine. It would be nice. 21 lands, by the way. Just pointing it out there. Just pointing it out, you know, for no reason at all. Just observing. What do I get? Okay, lands. Better banger. I love this deck. I will always love this deck. Ooh. 3 Afterburner experts. Sheesh. Not bad. Okay, they're really heavily relying on the exhaust. Cauldron, please. Not too bad. I have enough mana to animate both of these. I should probably do that instead of cracking it. Yeah, I'll do that. Don't you dare find something that exhausts. Oh, shit. You just had to, like, top deck loot? What a gamer. Just love it when my opponent just rips loot on curve and we're out here just getting our asses like flooded to hell and back. Good vibes. Fucking hate it. Whatever, man. Nah, I'm just like, there's just kind of no use in me swinging here because my opponent's just always going to get these guys back. Stupid, never mind. Cookies, I love you, but you betray me every fucking time. Every fucking time. Unreal. Nod and smile. Nod and smile. You can curve out with the glyph at least. That's good. Okay. Surely they won't remove my Haywire Might here, right? Surely. Okay, okay, thank God. At least the teething wormlets like me. Just wish the rest of the deck did, you know? Nice, 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 nice. Well, good luck, gamer. Right. Not sure if that was like the greatest thing they could have done, but you know. The thumbnail, yeah, I wanted Ivy on there, so it's kind of the star of the show anyways. Molt tendies? A lot of molt tendies. Wow. Soul Cauldron, I couldn't believe it. Only high said we kept the ginger brute. Yeah. You could know. This will be okay. Either way. We have them in a really bad spot, so it's at least a win. I feel like we should play the Celestia deck a bit more. Where do I go? Gotta hit something. Alright. Poetic Glyph, you will always be the realest card in the whole game. Period.